We're at Ghibli Park.
Perfect weather.
I know. Andre 3000 was right. You can plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather. I think I got that right. You read the title. I didn't want to make this video, but as a Ghibli fan, I gotta say, bro, like I was incredibly underwhelmed with my experience at Ghibli Park. Now, I want to give the designers their props. You know, they did an amazing job at transforming 2D characters and sets into the physical world. But if you're like me and you're going into Ghibli Park without any research and you're expecting it to be Japan's answer to Disney World, it's not even close. And while I don't regret visiting per se, if you're gonna make the trek all the way out here, I would say you gotta lower your expectations. Let me break down 3 main reasons why I was disappointed in my time at Ghibli Park, and then I'll give you my recommendation at the end of this video. So my 3 main gripes were location, missed potential, and lazy design. So to put it in context, Ghibli Park is located in a small city named Nagakute. It's far from all the popular cities like Osaka or Tokyo, so you pretty much have to book accommodation near Nagakute because, like a lot of Japanese booking systems, you have to be given a specific date and window of time to enter certain sections of the park. And the Japanese do not play around with punctuality. This ain't like most countries where you can sweet talk or float your way into entry with security. Trust me, I tried. If you're 1 minute late, pack it up, bro, just go home. And because of this, we decided to spend 2 nights in Nagoya. And while we loved our hotel and all, check out that view, by the way. That's 2 whole nights that we'd easily trade in for more time in Kyoto or Tokyo. So like I said, you have to book exactly 1 month ahead of your chosen day, and they sell out quickly. So it's just a whole lot of work for an experience that, in my opinion, didn't live up to expectations. From Nagoya, it took us about 1.5 hours by train to get to the park, and when we arrived, it started to rain, which further exposed a lot of the design flaws of the park to us.
Let's get us good food.
Like I said at the start of this video, I fully expected Ghibli Park to be on the same level, or at least comparable to Disney World. You know, like a lot of us hold Hayao Miyazaki to the same level as Walt Disney.
Miyazaki without a beard.
I don't like it. But Ghibli Park is quite literally a theme park. A themed park. A park with a theme. It's not this grandiose, meticulously designed, hyper-stimulating built environment. It's quite literally a regular-ass park with the occasional Ghibli reference thrown in the mix. I've read online that this is exactly what the creators wanted, just a simple plot of land that you can chill with your friends and family. But to me, as a fan, as a designer, all I saw was a huge missed opportunity. You have this giant library of beloved characters and IP that are reduced to just mannequins, where you have to line up to 40 minutes just to take a selfie at. No joke, you spend 90% of the time waiting in lines than actually doing anything of substance. Take, for example, the statue of the Castle in the Sky robot. It looks cool, and shout out to the set designers, but it just kind of stands there. It could have been way more interactive. Maybe it has its hand up where you can recreate the iconic scene where he meets Pazu and Sheeta. It could have been lit up. Maybe you could pay a bunch of college kids or immigrants minimum wage and dress them up in a costume where they walk around taking photos with guests. Like, there are so many better ways to integrate this character than just a glorified backdrop for a selfie. Or take the cat bus. Like, they weren't lazy in making it. It was really well constructed, and I like that you could enter the bus, walk through it, and even sit in it. But after you take a photo, it's like, bruh, now what? This could have easily been a roller coaster or a cat bus ride that takes you to different checkpoints at the park. It doesn't even have to be anything crazy like going 360 loop-de-loop, 100 miles an hour, but the park is so vast that it's begging for something like this. I ain't into bestiality, but I wanted to ride that cat. Give the people what they want, Hayao. The best they could do are these electric vehicles, but this is literally just a golf cart with a plastic grill at the front. Another huge missed opportunity is the main cafe. It was just generic cafe food. Like, if you had just slapped on a Starbucks sign at the front of the entrance, I would not have been able to tell the difference. I bought the pork bibimbap sandwich, and the only semblance of Ghibli-ness was the little flag they stuck on the skewer. Like, they could have called it a Porco Rosso pork sandwich. They could have made a witch's stew from Kiki's delivery service, or a milk and honey drink from Ponyo. You guys are literally sitting on IP that is worth $250 million. Why waste it and offer the most generic cafe food? Honestly, I prefer just eating the $1 onigiri from Family Mart, straight up. They should have a dude dressed as No Face and just goes, And the last point is lazy design. I never once felt immersed during my time at Ghibli Park, or at least not for very long periods of time. The entire park takes up over 7 hectares of land, but it all felt like empty space. 90% of what we did took place in one indoor building, the Ghibli Grand Warehouse. This is where a lot of the sets were recreated. There's 3 main exhibition halls, the cafe, and the gift shop. And even then, like my favorite part of the warehouse, which was the recreation of the Spirited Away sets, you couldn't even take photos of. They banned cameras. Outside of the warehouse, there was a tiny sunflower garden, sculptures from Howl's Moving Castle, some stalls selling food. But yeah, it's just the design wasn't as intentional or immersive as something like Universal Studios. Every point of attraction was spread so thin, probably to accommodate for the lines, that you never felt like you were truly stepping into the Ghibli universe. Very underwhelming in my opinion. I think if you condensed everything into a smaller location, you might be able to fix that. Like the team that designed Harry Potter World in Orlando, Florida, just hire them, because they did an amazing job. And I don't even like Harry Potter like that. I think Daniel Radcliffe's kind of cringe. Never found Emma Watson hot, never even watched the movies, but I really enjoyed walking around Harry Potter World. I would order their butterbeer drink at a regular restaurant if I could. That's the power of really good spatial design. I'll say one caveat though, because it was raining, half of the park was closed off to us, so we didn't get to see everything. But to me, that's still a negative in my opinion, because you're still forced to book 1 month ahead of time, book a hotel, pray that it doesn't rain, because you can't rebook the day after for better weather. You're essentially forced to gamble that you won't have a bad weather day. You're gambling your money and time on your trip. Anyway, that's my main gripes of Ghibli Park. I did enjoy my time here and I don't regret it per se, but I'm also the kind of person that, like, if I get robbed on vacation, I like that, you know. Actually, a couple weeks ago, when I was in New York, I got hit in the back by a crackhead at the station. And, you know, I found it funny. You know, I like experiences like that because I'm really big on doing things for the story. But not everyone's like that. And, you know, if you're very uptight, if you're the kind of person that hyper maximizes every single hour on vacation because, you know, maybe you're a control freak or maybe you rarely travel, you rarely get the time off. If you're a spreadsheet kind of person when you travel, I would not recommend you go to Ghibli Park because the juice just ain't worth the squeeze, bro. Even if you're the biggest Ghibli fan. If I had to do it all over again, my recommendation would be to scrap Ghibli Park completely and just go to Ghibli Museum, which is only about 30 minutes away from Tokyo. So I think it's just a better ROI on your time and money. And, you know, if it's great, if the experience is good, then that's great. But if it's a waste of time, then at least you only wasted half a day. You get similar photo ops, you get the same Ghibli experience, and yeah, you just don't have to travel all the way out to bumfuck nowhere, you know? Anyway, that's just my experience, it's my opinion. Hope that helped. Catch you in the next one. Heading to Tokyo next. Check it out in the next video.
I'm gonna get some coffee.
Some coffee.
Some coffee. We spend most times in like convenience stores and doing the stuff we planned, I think.
Yeah.
No boat ride.
Okay, end of the day, Ghibli Park, what is your review? Final thoughts?
It was
It's alright. Honestly, compared to like Disney World and Universal, and also the shitty weather.
As much as I wanted to like it.
It's a 3 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, man.
Barely a 3, to be honest. Yeah.
The food isn't even that good. It was just like
They had
Starbucks
so
level
much
food.
Potential to put themed food, but they just gave us weird ass sandwiches. They put spaghetti between bread and like.
Bro,
like,
I had
it was so
I had a bibimbap sandwich. Not even Japanese things.
I had a pizza with a pork cutlet giant pizza. I mean, it still tasted good.
They need to sell pigs on a rotisserie, call that the Porco Rosso special. I'd have bought 2 of them. Could have fed like 3 Indonesian families. It's not even,
Let's go to Lawson and check that out.
yeah, I got a Lawson.
Lawson.
Get to the Lawson.
Who the fuck is Lawson?
To the fucking
Oh, I
Lawson.
want to do something fun tonight.
Get a massage. Actually, you can look up stuff on Nagoya, but I'm gonna get me
Doubting.
$100 massage from a muscular
I just have to
macho
sit there in
man.
the room while you get pounded.
Pounded. Yeah, just get just like
Moaning and I'm just there like in the cuck bed.
cock bed. Bruh.
The cuck chair, there's two of them. Wait, so where do they put they bring in like a table, right? Or is it
Probably.
just on the bed?
They probably do bring a table, but yeah,
Bathrooms are better than the one in Ghibli-Park. They
Better.
weren't even Toto's with us.
they should have been like a Totoro with his mouth open, and then I'd have pissed
Call
in
that
it.
the Toto toilet.
Yeah, the Toto toilet.
Totoro toilet.
I wanted to pee in his mouth. That's what I wanted. Like
Bruh.
I wanted like Ghibli themed toilets. Give me some vitamins.
Okay, 388円。Just talk. Okay.
So anyway, yeah, like I was saying,
About what?
on the onsen, I got my dick out in front of like young Japanese boys. Like it was weird at first, not gonna lie, but it's just part of the culture here. And I feel like if you make it weird, you're being offensive to them. What are your
No
take on
speak
that?
English.
Oh my god. I'm cultured. I'm cultured. you really don't want to be part of this conversation.
Do I know you?
It's like in African tribes, you know? They're nude all the time. They got titties hanging out. They're around loincloths.